We're starting. Good morning, good morning. We're starting standing today, and we're going to use one block. So as we're standing, just feel the floor beneath you. Keep your eyes closed and take a moment to ground and just feel where you're at. Any nigglings, any parts of the body that might be calling for attention. Good morning. Hello. And put an intention for this practice today. Bring your hands towards your heart, open your eyes and bow saying Namaste. Good. And we're going to start. You can have your feet in wherever position feels comfortable. Coming up the ankles, coming onto the and releasing. Good. And rest to your feet and warm up your hands, your wrists, chest swaying, your hands side to side, like if you were dancing flamenco. Shoulders, rolling your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders forwards. Bring your arms up, stretch towards the sky and just sway side to side. Mobilizing your hips. Interlace your fingers. Open your feet a little bit wider. And we're going to make a big circle. So bring your hands towards your right. Your knees are bending. And big circle forwards. Coming back up. And big circle. Inhaling up. Big circle. Inhale. Big circle. We're going to change direction towards the left and rolling down and up and rolling down. One more. Rolling down. Good. Stretch. Arms up. Turning the hands to face the ceiling. Arch your upper body. And exhale. Release. Keeping the legs as they are. We're going to go side to side. Tapping your hands onto your belly and your knees. So you're twisting. I'm leaning towards my right and twisting towards the left. And then the other side. Lean and twist and tap, tap, tap. Good. Now stay on your right. So your right knee is bending towards your foot. And we're going to bring them up like making a half moon. Your left leg is straight, stretching in there. And release. Come to the other side. Bending the knee. So you're stretching your hamstring, not your hamstrings, your Achilles tendon a little bit. The knee's bending. You will probably not be able to see your foot. The other leg is straight. And we're bringing those up, stretching the sides of the body. Looking up. And let's see if we can do it as a flow. Bringing it one side and the other. Bending the knees as we go from one side to the other. Good. And release. Shake your hips, making big with your hips. Good. And in the other direction. Lovely. And shake your legs, shake your arms. So today we're going to work with half moon balance and reverse half moon balance. And for that, I would recommend that you have nearby a block, if it doesn't run away. We are not going to go straight into it. But for this balance, we'll need a few things. We'll need to have our legs nicely stretched. We are needing to have a bit of rotation on the chest. That's why we were doing all of this upper body opening. And we need a little bit of concentration. So always work with your breath. And take it easy. If there are some things that don't feel right for you today, that's fine. We're starting at the back of the mat. So stand at the back of the mat, shoulders back and down, feet are hip distance. Lift energetically from your lower abdomen, your pelvic floor, and the arches of the feet. Your shoulders are relaxed, your collarbones are relaxed. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, bring your palms together and bring your arms up towards the sky. And take a moment here to reach with your fingers up towards the ceiling and your feet down towards the earth. We are those beings between heaven and earth. And now bow towards the floor. Hands are still together, bowing with reverence towards the ground. Fingertips on the floor. Bend your knees and let your belly release over your thighs. Your head is relaxed. Your elbows are relaxed. Your neck is long. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, lift your head a little bit. Extend your right knee and walk your hands towards your left leg. Bringing the nose towards the knee. Letting the hips stretch. And inhale, bring it back to center. Bend your right knee this time. Walk your hands towards your right. So you get a nice stretch on your left hip and your legs. If you want, you can have your block to do that. Good. Inhale, bringing it back to center. Look towards the top of the mat. Walk your hands to elephant. So elephant is like a short down dog. In here you will have your heels on the floor and your hands on the floor. And your head will probably not be between your arms. Let your body sway side to side. See where you feel it. I'm feeling it on my calf muscles. Breathing and easing the stretch gently. Good. So in elephant, sometimes our backs are curved. It depends on our flexibility. Look forwards, and now we're going to come into down dog. Notice the difference between elephant and down dog. The hands and the feet are further apart. Your heels will probably be off the floor. Push your chest towards your thighs, and your head should be between your shoulders, between your arms. Your lower abdomen is in and up. Breathe deeply. Inhale, look towards your hands. Bring your right leg parallel to the floor. And then bring the right knee towards the chest, coming into plank. Keep it in there. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring the knee towards the chest. Push the hands on the floor. We're warming up our abs. Bring it back. One more. Bring it forwards. Hold it. Push the hands. Bring the knee close to the belly. Exhale, bring the leg back. And now inhale, bring the foot between your hands. Open the chest and lower the hips. Release the back knee. Take a moment in here to feel your legs stretching, your hamstrings and your right leg will be having a nice stretch. and hopefully your hip flexor on the left. Good. Hand onto the knee. Rotate looking over your shoulder. You can detach your chest from your knee. Check that your head is able to move. Good. And bring yourselves back to center. Bring your hands onto your knee and push your chest to open, keeping your hip forwards. So it's like if you were conquering the world from here. Good. Open it. Remember, you can always have 1 or 2 blocks next to you. We're going to tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. You can bring the back foot in a little bit because we're going to come up into a high lunge. So feel how you need to be up. Breathe. The back leg is straight, the front leg is bent. And turn towards your right. Turn your chest towards your right. So you're twisting towards the right, opening up the shoulders, push your back leg away. Lovely. Bring your hands by the sides of the foot and bring the leg back into down dog. Take a breath, inhaling fully, exhaling completely. And look towards your hands, walk your hands back into your elephant pose. So elephant pose, the hands and the feet are closer to each other. And we are swaying the hips side to side. Stretching the calves. The head is close to your arms, but probably not between your arms. Good. Now look towards the front of the mat and walk your hands forwards, coming into a full down dog. Your heels might come off the floor. They might be more flexible now and be very close to the ground. Your lower abdomen is in. Make sure that your ribs are not sticking out. Breathe. And bring your left leg parallel to the floor. So we are not turning the hips, we are keeping the hips square. Look towards the hands, knee to chest, pushing the hands onto the floor. And exhale, bring it back. Inhale, knee to chest, push it up. And bring it back. One more, knee to chest. Keep the knee close to the belly. And exhale, bring it back into three-legged dog. And now bring the foot. Lovely. Release the back leg, release the back knee, and let the hip go forwards towards your left leg. So in here, our hip flexor is opening, the chest is opening, the hips are releasing forwards. Take a moment to let go, not anticipating what's coming next. Then you can rest your right hand onto the ground and twist towards the left. Left hand on the left knee. So we are giving a little bit of space between the leg and the back. Inhale, bring it back to center. Tag your back toes under. You can bring the back foot in a little bit. You can use your blocks if you need to. And we're going to come up into high lunge. Lovely, well done. Open your chest, lower your hip. Push your back heel away. So this is a very, arms are by the sides of your head, if you can. And then bring your arms at the same level as your shoulders and open up your chest towards the left. So we are twisting left. The back leg is still strong. One more breath. And release the hands. Bring the leg back into downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Walk your hands back into your elephant pose. Swaying your hips side to side, feeling how your legs are faring like right now. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Soften your knees, release your head towards the floor. You can grab hold of your elbows and sway side to side, or just have the arms releasing towards the ground. Hang from your hips. And then rolling up into standing. Your head is the last thing to come up. Roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders forwards and then bring your arms up. Expand towards the sky and release. Bring your hands towards your chest. Good. Shake your legs. Shake your wrist. Have a little walk. So it's intense on the legs. All of this stuff is quite demanding on the legs. So now we're going to bring ourselves into the half moon and the reverse half moon. Let me show you what they look like so that you won't have to look towards the screen as you do it. Our sequence leading into it will be the same. So we're going to do elephant, down dog, three-legged dog. We want to do the abs this time. We're going to come into our low lunge, high lunge. We're going to twist, and then we're going to come back to the front leg, block, and come into half moon. And then we're going to turn around and come into reverse half moon. The back foot is flat. Then come back up and the same sequence. So when we're doing half moon and reverse half moon, in and the front arm are in one line, the hip opens, the foot is flexed and the hand is up. On reverse half moon, the hands change, the hip is square, so you're a little bit like in warrior 3, and the arm comes up. It is a demanding pose, so if you don't quite get all the way there, take your time, okay? Good, let's do it. We're starting at the back of the mat. We are not going to have as many repetitions as before. Shoulders back and down. Smile to yourself, smile for the challenge. Inhale, exhale, hands towards your heart. Inhale, baby back bend. Exhale, bow towards the floor. Inhale, hands onto your shins, flat back. Exhale, hands onto the floor and bring your hands into your elephant. And sway just a couple of times, side to side. Heels are on the floor. Inhale, look towards the hands and come into down dog. Make your down dog really clear. We're going to bring the right leg up. Look towards the hands. Bring the knee towards the chest and place the foot between the hands. Release the back knee, open the chest into your low lunge. Tag your toes under, the back foot comes in a little bit. Have your block nearby because the half moons are coming. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, turn towards your right, twisting towards your right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, look towards your right foot. bring your right hand onto the block. And you can hop, hop, hop as many times as you need to, coming into your half moon. Your foot is flexed. Your arms are one on the other in one straight line. Breathe deeply. Then turn your hip towards the ground, bringing your left hand onto the block. If you need to tap the floor, and turn your chest towards the right, coming into your reverse half moon. Yes, good. Release the hands towards the floor. Release the left foot onto the floor. Hands onto the ground. Coming into down dog. Elephant, walking your hands back. Sway your hips a little bit, side to side. This can be a resting pose. Inhale back to downward facing dog. Left leg comes up, the hip is still square, the foot is flexed. Look towards the hand and bring the left foot between your hands. Lower the back knee, hip is forwards. Breathe. Open. Lovely. Tuck your toes under. You can bring the back foot in a little bit. Come up into your high lunge. Breathe. And turn your chest towards your left. Bending your right knee, bending your left knee, your right knee straight. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Take your block. We are in front of the foot. And lift. Your hand can be guiding your hip to start with. And then open up. Foot is flexed. So this is the straight half moon, not reverse. Breathe. Then turn your chest towards the ground. Your hips turn as well. Change the hold of the block. Tap on the floor if you need to. Take your time, no rush. And turn towards the left. Reverse half moon. The foot is flexed. The right foot is flexed. The left hand is reaching out. One more breath in here. And release. Low lunge. Down dog. Elephant. Walk your hands towards your feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Grab hold of your elbows. Swaying your upper body side to side. Release your elbows. Roll up into standing. Bringing your arms around and up. And exhale, hands towards your heart. Good. Shake your legs, shake your arms. That was a bit of a quick sequence. We're going to go onto the floor and unravel all of these things that we have tensed up to get us up into the moon and half moon. So bring yourselves down onto the floor. We won't do a vinyasa today. Just come onto the floor. Have your block nearby. We will use it again. And have your legs in front of you. You can have your legs into a small V. Or if you are comfortable cross-legged, you can cross your legs. Bring your arms out. And bring your right elbow underneath your left. Two options. One is holding onto your shoulders. The next is to bring eagle arms. So in eagle arms, the forearms are crossing, the hands are meeting above. And bring your elbows up. And we're going to let the head, I move a little bit so that you can see me. Let the head Go side to side. Breathing deeply. Keeping the arms as they are. So if your hands are onto your shoulders, you're like giving yourself a nice hug. Going side to side. And sometimes you might be able to do the eagle arms, but your neck doesn't feel ready for it. So just do your hug. Now inhale. Bring your elbows a little bit further forwards and come down towards the floor, arching your back. Your chin is towards your chest, releasing the back of the neck. Breathe. And inhale, bring yourselves up. Release the arms. The right arm comes towards the ceiling and hold onto the elbow. If it feels good, you can sway your body sideways, just stretching that triceps a little bit more. If you have the full flexibility, bring the hands behind and hold the hands. If not, you can have you can hold from your t-shirt, you can have a belt, or you keep the hand onto the elbow. So this is called cow's face arms. The legs are different in cow's face. One more breath. Check that your head is free to move. And release. So we're going to do the other side. Bring the other elbow underneath. Crossing. So we were doing right and the left, now left and the right. Hands can be in front of you, or you can hold onto your shoulders. If you were going too far before, you might want to try this one this time. Doesn't have to be equal on both sides all the time, because we are not equal. And then the head comes side to side. If one side needs to rest a little bit more than the other, you can do that. Lift your elbows and reaching forwards. Arching your whole back. Your chin comes towards your chest. Inhale, coming up. And cross the arms. And bring the other one up. You're holding onto the elbow. Maybe arch sideways. And then bring, if you can, bring the hand behind and reach to hold. So when you're doing the cow's face arms, the shoulder of the arm that is below is really getting a nice stretch, and this tricep of the arm that is pointing towards the ceiling. But if you can't hold your hands behind, just keep the hand holding your elbow. That's enough. And release the hands, fingertips behind you. Open your chest, expanding your collarbones. And relax. So watch for a moment. We're going to come onto the floor and we're going to do a supported shoulder bridge and then a hip flexor stretch. Sometimes when you do balancing postures, standing balancing postures, your hip flexors might get really tense. So in this one, we're going to take some time to let it go with the breath And yes, if you want to put some socks or some sweatshirt, after that, we're going to do our Shavasana. So if you want to stay warm, you can even get a blanket or whatever you have handy. So we're going to be lying onto the floor and we're going to bring the block underneath the hips. You can have a little try. To start with, we're going to stay there for 5 breaths and then we're going to bring the legs forwards. If this feels like not much, especially if you're taller, you might want a little bit more lift on your hips. You can bring the block on the second level, the second stage, and that will give you a bit more of a stretch on the hips. Also, it will be good if you have more flexibility. You can be on the first level for your shoulder bridge and then make it higher for your hip flexor stretch. So feel free to play with it. It's your practice, your body, you need to know. So the hips are resting on the block now. Chin is towards your chest. And your feet are comfortably apart. Just breathe. Relax the jaw. Relax the hips. Shoulders are away from the ears. The hands can be facing upwards. Arms away from the body. And now we're going to come into the hip flexor stretch. So you can either have the block as it is or bring it a little bit higher and the legs will stretch out. You might want to be halfway to start with and then wiggle your toes to be a little bit further. Find your position and we're going to do between 5 and 10 breaths in here. So you might want 5 breaths with your feet still on the floor and then 5 with the legs out. Just feel how your body's feeling, how your hips are faring in here. This is not yin yoga. We can move as we do it. If you find that your hips are very stiff, you might want to give it a bit of encouragement with massaging your hip flexors. You can feel your hip flexors when you're in this position. They're just underneath the crest of your hips. Good. Then to come down from here, you bring your feet onto the floor. You lift your hips and lower the block 1 point if you had it in the second point. And maybe if you didn't, you can just come down all the way. Do it slowly. Then hug your knees gently. You can cross your ankles if it feels comfortable doing so. Inhaling. Exhale with a sigh. Twice more. Inhale. And sigh. One more. Inhale. Good. Place your feet on the floor. One hand on your lower abdomen. the other hand onto your ribs, and your knees can rest towards each other. Diaphragmatic breath or 3-part breath. Inhaling onto your belly, the sides and the back of the belly, your ribs, sides and back of the ribs, all the way up onto your collarbones, behind on between your shoulder blades, and then exhale, release your belly and your ribs and your collarbones. Inhale, belly, ribs and collarbones, and exhale, belly, ribs and collarbones. Noticing the pause between the inhale and the exhale. Then let your arms rest by the sides of the body. Let your legs rest along the floor. You can have a stretch if you need to. And just a quick shavasana. You're not in here for too long, but it's important to have that moment of rest. Make sure you stay warm. You can put an eye pillow over your eyes. And let go. This yoga class has purposefully been intense to start with. And now you have time to rest and digest. Many times in life we find a lot of intensity in a short period of time. So now log into your mind. What does it feel like when you take a little bit of time to rest and digest, to let that space be created? Relaxing your toes, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, ankles, calf muscles and shins. Relax your knees, hamstrings, thighs, hips. Relaxing your lower back, middle back, upper back, back of your neck. Relaxing your belly and your chest and the heart inside your chest. Relax your arms, elbows, forearms. Your wrists and your hands are relaxed. Your neck is long and relaxed. Your scalp, forehead, jaw, and the features in your face are relaxed. Your whole body is relaxed. You can imagine yourselves being suspended up onto the moon surface. Since we've done half moon and revolve half moon, imagine how easy it would be if we had no gravity. Feel yourself, that space, out in space. Pure potentiality. Send a wave of gratitude to your whole body. Bring to mind the intention that you put at the beginning of the class. And as you inhale, start wiggling your toes and wiggle your fingers. Side to side. Back to center. Legs together, stretch your arms over your head. Full body stretch. Relax. And bring your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees. Rocking side to side to release any tension on your lower back. Make your way up into a comfortable seated position. And we're going to finish chanting Om 3 times, followed by Shanti, 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 Om, peace, peace, peace. Maybe bring your hands towards your heart, pressing your thumbs against your sternum, just to feel that vibration. If you prefer to have your hands on your knees, you can do that. Shoulders relax and neck is long. Inhale to begin, inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Rub your palms together and bring your palms over your feet. Inhale. Open your eyes to the darkness of your hands. Slide your hands towards your chest and bow your heads. Namaste. Give yourselves a little clap. Well done on your full moon, half moon, revolve half moon, all of it. Ask if you have any questions and let me know how you went.